Do you remember that tune? That's Tubby the tuba, and playing the tuba is John Hodkin. Hello, John. Welcome.
Hello.
That's a wonderful instrument. It's got some age on it, hasn't it?
It certainly has. It's dented more than... It's a good tuba for radio, I think.
It is. Lovely thing. Now, you're on the island to bring music to
Yes.
kids, basically, in your own sort of style, if I can put it that way.
Kids of all ages,
Yeah.
including up to 100-plus-year-olds, I would think. Yeah.
But you have to get their attention with kids in particular.
Yeah.
Not only do you do it with things like the tuba, you've got a didgeridoo in there, but explain why you've got some hose pipe there and the funnel, which I actually used to put petrol in my mower. Well, not this particular
Not that one, I hope, no.
Just explain, what do you do with that?
Right, well, the whole idea of the show, well, not the whole idea, part of the idea is to demonstrate the history of lit vibrated musical instruments, which then became and developed into brass instruments. And there's a great brass tradition of playing on the island. I think you've got 8 brass bands here. So what he had, or she had, was what they had in the area they were brought up in. So if you happen to be living by the sea, you'd have seashells, and you'd put a hole in one end.
You've got a conch in there.
I've got a conch in there, yeah, somewhere. And if you were a hunter-gatherer in Middle Europe, you would hunt the animals and you would use the horns for drinking vessels, but you could also put a hole in those, and then a hole in one end, hole in the other. Lit vibrated sound through that instrument will create a sound. And this is what the hosepipe does as well.
The great thing about this is you could feel anyone could do this.
Yeah.
You've got a length of hose. Well, how long have you got?
It's about 18 feet long.
Right.
It's about 18 feet long. Shall we uncurl it?
You uncurl it.
Uncurl it.
Now we've got
an able assistant over here.
We've got a funnel here,
It's
a
like
plastic
Samantha.
funnel. Thank you, Samantha. Put that in there. Shove it in there.
All right, we
Now
can
you've
do
got a
that that way.
mouthpiece somewhere. haven't you?
Yeah, so,
Hold that.
yeah, okay.
First of all, just take that thing out for a minute and just demonstrate what it sounds like when you don't have the funnel in.
Yeah.
Okay. Is brilliant, because I feel I could do that myself. Go no musical. Just put the funnel back in there. Just see what a difference it makes
And what
to
you're
the
getting
noise.
is the open harmonics that you'd get on a bugle without the valves or without the slide going in the trombone.
Well, give us the funnel.
Yeah, this is with the funnel.
Ah, that's wonderful.
It's woken up the people in the flats over there, hasn't it?
You're here for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Now you come over. What you do is you tell people you're coming, obviously, and then you try and see as many kids, people as possible. That's your aim.
Yes.
And this, we haven't even described your vehicle yet. This is a cycle. What would you actually describe that?
It's a recumbent tricycle. It's a 3-wheeled, human-powered, pedal-powered machine, and it's one of those that you lay back in. So it looks as if I'm riding down the road in an armchair.
And the trailer you've got behind it is done out in Manx colours specially. In fact, you've got a coat on that's Manx colours. Red and yellow. That's coincidental.
Well, it is actually coincidental, but I have to say that I'm a big fan of the Isle of Man, and it's delightful to have been given a return invitation through the Island of Culture to come back. I was here in 2009, and some people remember me. And at that time, I visited schools and hospitals and day centres and so on. And this time, it's going to be more of the same.
So give us a day in your 3 weeks. What will you do?
Well, let's have a little look at my schedule here. There's a very nice day coming up on Thursday, which I think is the 4th, and it's quite an action-packed day. In the morning, I'll be at Eastcliff Day Centre on Victoria Avenue. And I think that's a centre for people with learning disabilities, I think.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to Elder Grange Nursing Home, which is just by the Cat with No Tail, which I remember from last time I was here. And then after that, I'm at the Youth Arts Centre in the evening for an open
So
performance.
this is such a spread of ages in particular
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. And that's one of the things that I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, I think it would be less fun for me if all the time I was presenting to between 5 and 8 year olds, or all the time I was presenting to 95 plus year olds. But so the variety is great fun.
It's quite a hard life, because not only are you entertaining, but you're sleeping in a tent.
Yeah.
A Balaloch you were, I think,
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
It's hard work, isn't it? all this?
It can be hard work, but then anything that's enjoyable and satisfying, and you can look back on and say, I did that, is a challenge, and challenges are hard work.
Is this all year round?
Not yet, but I'm hoping that it will be. There's no reason why not. In fact, I took a break from 2009 until this year. In fact, this is the first trip that I'm doing since I'm going back on the road. But ultimately, I'm looking to doing big international tours, culminating in my vision in the future.
Well,
is
John
to cycle.
Hodkin at the O2.
Yeah, well, mate. Well, I don't necessarily want to play
I
to
think
big crowds.
give Kate Bush the headlines at the moment.
I'd rather cycle coast to coast across Canada and do lots of little shows than not cycle coast to coast across Canada and do the O2.
Brilliant talking to you, John. Can we just leave with a bit of the conch?
A bit. Oh.
Can you find the conch?
If I can find the conch, it's in this bag here.
Now, this is one of these big shells you would buy in the Mediterranean, I think, with the prongs coming out of it.
Well, there's a history behind this one. This one came from Trinidad.
Well, that will have woken him up. If you need waking up, that's John Hodkin. You can see him all around the island the next 3 days. Quick bit of sport. Manchester United eventually completed the season-long loan signing of Radamel Falcao in the early hours of this morning. Well done to them. More mandate tomorrow morning. Please join us then.